So, Vaughn, I know you're in touch with folks from the campaign all the time. How concerned is Team Trump about the gender gap?
Right, Chris. Well, let's first set this up that many of Donald Trump's closest allies and political strategists have believed his pathway to victory was incumbent upon juicing the turnout of men in winning over a greater share of the men electorate, not just white men, but black men and Latino men. And the national polling is bearing that out. And you have seen his media strategy going and trying to appeal to the old school version of masculinity on bro podcasts and talking to folks in which he tries to encapsulate this idea of what strength means in the traditional view of strength. And that is where you have seen him, though, among women, particularly now with Kamala Harris atop the ticket, lose support in a way that could very well cost him come 3 weeks from now. And that is where you see him doing that all-women town hall. And Donald Trump, he has been even explicit, saying that a lot of the Republican losses in 2022 at the Senate and gubernatorial level, he placed blame on those candidates' positions on abortion. And that is where you have seen him try to moderate his view on abortion or the way in which he believes that there should be the exceptions for rape, incest for women. But you have also seen him there talk about IVF. And we should note in that town hall, when one of the women in that audience asked him about his support for IVF care, he said that he was unfamiliar with IVF until earlier this year when the Alabama Supreme Court came down with its ruling. And that's when he got a phone call from Republican Senator Katie Britt of Alabama, who he asked to have her explain to him what IVF was. And he said after 2 minutes of that conversation that he then knew that he was in support of it. So on one hand, Donald Trump is trying to appeal to a broader subsect of women, but also at the same time, in real time, acknowledging that he has a lack of understanding about a very serious form of care that a great many women across the United States have used in their way of trying to build and extend their own families.
Vaughn, thank you for that. And so I want to play a part of what the former president said about IVF, and then really just a short time ago, Kamala Harris's response.
And IVF, you had mentioned before
right,
IVF.
Let's get this question because I believe that's what this is about.
Oh, I want to talk about IVF. I'm the father.
You don't hear that every day.
I'm the father of IVF. And I said, explain IVF very quickly. And within about 2 minutes, I understood it. I said, no, we're totally in favor of IVF. I came out with a statement within an hour, a really powerful statement with some experts, really powerful.
I found it to be quite bizarre. Actually, he called himself the father of IVF. And if what he meant is taking responsibility, well, then, yeah, he should take responsibility for the fact that 1 in 3 women in America lives in a Trump abortion ban state. What he should take responsibility for is that couples who are praying and hoping and working toward growing a family have been so disappointed and harmed by the fact that IVF treatments have now been put at risk.